So I've worked for 26 years, and basically I'm kind of divulging my age at this point, but that's beside the point. So 26 years, 10 years in the not-governmental organization. It used to do social marketing. I'm sure you guys had Stop AIDS, Love Life, and all of that. So that's why I picked up my marketing background and understanding. And then I've done 16 years in the insurance industry, starting with health, went into life pensions, and then ended up in GI. So over the last 16 years, I seem to have done the full loop of insurance. Actually, insurance was an accident. I don't think I ever thought about doing insurance when I was in school or even when I was working in social marketing. So I was just tired of doing what we're doing. And again, it was donor-driven. So if donor fatigue is setting in, then it starts to impact the business. So I just started looking out. I saw this advert in the paper. My husband just said, you know what, just apply. It's insurance. You haven't done it before, so what? So we did. And that's how I got into insurance. Since then, it's been interesting. I think that the journey in insurance has been somehow fulfillment of a passion, especially when I look at the values along the businesses I have been part of. And with SanlamAllianz, moving from Insia at the time, I was the CEO of Insia, and they came headhunting. I said, you know what, I'm not interested. But after a while, I just looked at what Sanlam had done on the African continent, and they were now re-entering the market as a brand, as Sanlam. And I thought, why can't I be part of the story? And so that's how I ended up in Sanlam, and we became SanlamAllianz with a merger between Allianz and Sanlam. It's been exciting and challenging at the same time. I've done insurance mainly as CEO. Either a startup, it's a turnaround, it's an integration, and those are really tough parts of any business. You need to roll your sleeves to be able to achieve that. But the critical part of this, and I would say maybe the most challenging, is the ability to pull people together, to get them aligned to a common culture and a common objective. It might look like it's a very simple thing to do because you're just recruiting, but trust me, it's not. You need to find the right people aligned to the vision of the business, to you as a leader, and who can also have the cohesion you need with a team. And that can be very stressful, especially when you meet people who already have been in the business for a long time, have done the same things over and over again, and then all of a sudden you're saying, no, you can't do that. You have to do it differently because this is where we're going. It can be challenging. Both Sanlam and Allianz have been in this market. Sanlam as a brand for 6 to 7 years, but working within this market, they've been here for 20 years in another partnership. So they understand the market. Allianz has been in this market for more than 10 years. And so both companies have done really well. And over the period, they've grown their top line to something almost close to 200 million, assets almost 400 million, and we've grown just last year 23%. So as two businesses, they're both doing well. Now for the partnership, this was a partnership at the group level that is getting all the 27 countries of Sanlam and Allianz to come together within that partnership and merge. And so for us within Ghana, it's a merger of two brands that you can't ignore. And I'm sure this market is already shaking with this partnership that has happened. Even the leaders of the market are shaking because they know what the two brands can do as one and not as competing partners. And as a result of the partnership, we are expecting that we will change how insurance is done in this market. Because we come with double value for almost everything. The customer will see their experience change, the products will change, they will see efficiency in the way we serve them, they will see convenience in how we serve them and how they buy their products. We are basically looking at how do we innovate this market so that what we sell is what the customer is looking for and not what we want the customer to buy. How do we make insurance easier for people to access? How do we make insurance part of financial planning? How do we make insurance emotional for the customer to buy? And that's what this partnership is hoping to achieve on this market. So you know that the market is currently a bit turbulent economically. As a country, we are faced with economic challenges. Inflation is high, exchange rate impacts our business. And so it basically impacts disposable income. You and I know that when it comes to insurance, people will tell you, I haven't eaten, why are you talking about insurance? And so that immediately impacts that income that the person is looking for to buy insurance. But at the same time, we are wanting to position insurance to the customer as part of financial planning. So it's rather when you don't have the the money that you look for insurance to buy. So this is when you buy insurance, really, so that when something happens, there's insurance to support you. And so that's what we are hoping to achieve, even within the space we are where it is difficult for people to find disposable income. But at the end of the day, we are also looking at how do we make insurance easy and affordable and convenient, even within these times of difficulty. Because if you ever needed insurance, this is the time you need insurance the most. This partnership looks at employees from a very critical perspective. I mean, you can have the best products, you can have the best systems, you can have the best solutions. It's people who will turn it into what you want. It's people who will serve your customers. It's people who will generate the returns that you have to generate for shareholders. So people is critical in what we do, and we make them the center of what we do. You'd hear people say the customer is the center of what you do. The customer is the center, but without the people delivering the customer service, you don't deliver any value to the customer. And so in this whole process, what we've done is to take our people along, basically making sure that they were oriented right from the word go on the process, the reasons why there's the partnership, the objective of this partnership, so that we can have ownership from the team and carry them along. And over the period, we've consistently communicated effectively to them to make sure that every step of the way they were part of the process. Up until we got to the end, we actually know whether there were going to be redundancies or not. But I'm happy to tell you that this is one of the mergers that has seen the least of redundancies you could think of. If you take the GI business, for instance, below the EXCO level, we've had 100% retention, which hardly happens with any business so far. We understand that we need our people. This partnership is a growth story, and for you to grow, you need the people. And that's what our focus is for our people. There's opportunity for them to also grow from a skills perspective, because now we are bigger. We are backed with 2 huge brands, one Pan-African, one global. You can't find this anywhere, only within SanlamAllianz. The opportunities are huge for our teams to grow, new skills, and even, cross-skilling, because now some people's jobs have changed. They've moved to new roles, new responsibilities. And I want to believe it's challenging for them from a career perspective, and that they enjoy the new things that come with the merger. There's no way we would be where we are if we hadn't met the regulatory requirements and the framework. So we have met that, and I think the regulator was kind enough to say that when we did our launch and rebrand. But that aside, SanlamAllianz is an extremely risk-oriented and compliance entity, both locally and as a group. This whole process has taken almost a year, and through that process, risk management and compliance was at the forefront of what we've done. And we don't intend to stop doing that with the merger now completed. Now you actually have the real business, which you must manage the risks, which includes compliance. So it's a major thing for us to make sure that we are consistently compliant and that our risks are managed, or at least mitigated. We are the first of 27 countries to brand and to relaunch. So we are rather going to be the pace setters for the rest of the countries. And we see that already happening with other countries that are following us in the merger. But in terms of the synergies we get out of this merger, is that we are able to take from one country and bring the learnings of another country into the Ghana market. And so there are products that we're currently looking at that are coming from other markets. There are systems, there are processes, there are quite a lot of things that we are looking for. And like I mentioned earlier, Ghanaians will start to feel a difference in how we service the customer. From a convenience perspective, even from a product solution perspective. Like I said, we are not just going to sit in our offices and generate products. We've done what we call a customer value proposition survey to have the customer tell us what kind of products they're looking for. And that's going to influence the solutions that we bring to the market. Not to let the cat out of the bag, we have quite a number of new products. I'll give you one of them, which is Pay and Drive. And this is basically looking at affordability. So most people, we realize, struggle to pay a full year comprehensive cover, yet they need to be covered. So sometimes you find that some vehicles are not covered because they just can't afford it and they don't even do third party. What we're saying is that you can buy a policy to cover or cover for your vehicle as low as 7 days or any number of days. So at any point in time, whatever is in your pocket and whatever cover it can buy, you are able to buy. And this is digitally, so you can do it in your home, you can do it when you're traveling and you find out that you don't have a cover or your insurance is just lapsed as an expired. It just gives you convenience. But on top of it is the affordability, especially in these times where, like I said, the economic challenges are hitting almost everybody's pocket. So at SanlamAllianz, we believe in value, and value is not only to ourselves, but to the customer, to our employees, to our shareholders, and to our partners. And that's because we believe that we must all live in confidence, and you can do that only if you have a partner you have confidence in.